So as it turns out, everything wants to update right before I start my stream. Okay, so let's see what we're working with today. Where is my chat? There's my chat. Recent alerts. Oh, I had a bard that was possessed. Okay. And yeah, between streams we managed to get a new mayor. This new mayor actually prefers cages, so that's good, I suppose. It looks like right before they just got re-elected, so I can work with cages. Managed to take care of most of the miasma issues. There's still a couple of animals walking around with rotting feet, but I think I got the majority of it. Turkeys are pretty much all gone. That's milking. This one a little shear. And just to see, okay, so that's already processing plants to bag. There's your gelding. Bring. Good. And what did I put over here? I don't even remember now. Kiln, huh? Oh, that's right. I wanted a kiln there so I could collect clay. On repeat, I need to select an area to collect it from. Hey, Curly, thanks for the cheer. How are you doing today? Need to gather clay. Oh wait, there's 0 clay there? Okay. Oh, that's unexpected. So I know I saw clay out here somewhere. Okay, there's fire clay. This area is grass? Yeah, clay. Fire clay wall. Oh, loamy sand wall. Okay. So that switched over to sand. Well, that's not what I was looking for. Is there clay over here, maybe? Clay loam. Nope. Loam is basically dirt. And no luck. Alright, so I'm gonna have to come up a layer. So what I'll do, let's see, that area there, it has a tree. Let's chop that tree down. Chop it down a little bit higher priority. Doing excellent. What happened today? I love those busted party poppers. They're hilarious. It's like fizzle. So, Doggo has apparently decided that she wants to turn her bed around and stay just outside of the dog camp. Now she wants to say hi to me because I'm talking about her. Also possibly because I looked at her. There she goes. Okay, so that's cut down. Can designate downstairs. We'll put it right here. So designate downstairs there. We need to build construction upstairs. Also right there. Don't want to make our bars. Shell, that'll take forever to drag over. Do I have any more blocks? I apparently appear to be out of blocks. I did make a couple of things recently, so I guess Shell will have to do. You want to see fireworks? And yeah, of course she's just happy. She's always happy. Good puppy. Yep. Petition, you want a soldier? Sure, even though I don't have a place to put you yet. I'm sure a place will open up soon enough. In fact, let's go ahead and check on the military. Yeah, still all full. Doesn't look like I'm having too many issues on that front. That's a good thing. So Curly, how's my sound? Can you hear me okay? Is my music too loud? You guys gonna build those stairs? Hey, a host from Darth. Appreciate it, man. Just in case you happen to be around. I don't know if you're actually watching or if that was an auto host. I imagine that was a manual host. It doesn't always tell me when people auto host. Okay, what does this need? Wall floor construction. There's a lot of people with construction, so that should be soon. Yeah. Oh, you should see it. When I open the door, she just runs in and out and in and out and in and out. Right behind me. And if I ever look at her, she goes, whoop, and she runs over to me. She's like, your turn. You want to play? Sometimes she brings her toy over, and then I'll throw it. And she'll bring it back, and I'll throw it. And I'll bring it back. That goes on for about 3 or 4 minutes before she decides that she wants to go for my hand instead of the toy. It's fun either way. You know what, since we're waiting here, I'm going to go ahead and set custom stockpile. We don't want cloths, we're going to disable that. I don't believe it's finished goods. I believe it's under furniture? Let's see. Forbid all. Don't want to stop stone clay. It's definitely not metal. Silk also, and type bags. Bags. That's just sandbags, that's not what I'm looking for. I mean, technically, I want to update boxes and bags, that'll work. I want to put it right, I'll put it right here. Yeah. Anytime we go out, she still wants to run ahead of me. Doesn't matter which direction I'm going. She wants to be 15 feet ahead of me. So it's really hilarious when I spin around, because then she just runs around me in this giant circle. Or if I do a quick 180, she'll run past me, and I'll do a quick 180, and she'll run past me again. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So that toy actually has a squeaker in it. She broke the squeaker in the first 2 or 3 chomps. Oh, okay, so they made that, and they're digging that out. Excellent. Oh, what happened? Oh, it began mysterious construction. That's nice. Okay, I hear their clay. I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna say right here. Oh, okay. Sand isn't there? That's interesting. Stop removing. No sand there either, huh? Sand loam, is that what that is? Yeah. A loamy sand wall. This is gonna be loam. Just cave moss there. Oh. I was thinking maybe we might be able to get something, but no luck there either. Okay, so that's on collect. We're gonna go ahead and unsuspend that. That'll allow them to use those bags that are right there. Go upstairs, grab some clay, bring it back down, and bag it. Once I get the bagged clay, I can haul it back down to the bottom. Speaking of, I need to go ahead and build a pile down here. Custom pile. Furniture. This one here. I don't care about the materials. Them at all. And here, instead of boxes and bags, we're going to allow clay. Let's see. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder what else they might possibly be listing it as. I don't think it's under stone. Almost completely... Oh, nope, it is under stone. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Clay, but not silty, sandy, loam... Oh, fire clay. There we go. That's the one we're looking for. And we're going to take that right there and put it over here next to... Did I just do the one or the two? I think it was this one. Kiln. Yep. Okay, so I did it correctly. While we're here, go to make another stockpile for the glass. Be under those. There we go. Going to enable that, but forbid rough gems, cut gems. No. Just gonna do the rough glass. Rough glass only. I'll put the rough glass right here. And with that, we now need to jump back up to this section and make sure we don't have rough glass allowed. Okay, so it's under there. Be under gems. So where did I put my gems? Here? Nope. Here? Nope. Okay, wow, where did I put my gems? Must have been down here in the middle. That's bars and blocks. That's the right thing I was looking for. That's strange. Good exercise for both. No, I'm not allowed to run when she's around. She's made that very clear. If I even try walking fast, she's like, oh, I'm attacking your legs. So she doesn't like it when people move too quick. If you try to run, she thinks you're playing. Where did I put my gems? It's gotta be up here somewhere. Cloth stockpile, refuse stockpile, cloth, leather, should be leather, yep, leather. Random stockpile, did I put it in here? No. Well, that's super strange. Maybe that's why I've just got gems laying all over the place. Okay, well. Let's go ahead and make a gems section. It's the jeweler workshop, we'll put it right there. Let's see. Permit that one, forbid, permit. not going to do the ones that are already cut. We'll put the ones that are already cut. I believe this is a craft dwarf, or is this? Yep, that's a craft dwarf. Good. So, we pile, custom, forbid the rough, only the cut stuff. Put some there. Go to cancel out. I'm going to remove the one over the stairs there so they don't drop down the stairs. Should work. Ooh, masterwork gold scroll rollers. Very nice. So, if anyone hasn't seen for a moment, you might notice right here in the middle, I've got some mist going. I did manage to get this actually flowing. So this is started. And I'm just waiting for this to kind of fill up before going any further with it. Okay, so DZ. DS. See if they've got enough time to actually get down there and smooth all of this as well. Exactly! You might notice I got a little bored. How's it going, Fry? I'm curious if this water is going to break those wagons. I've seen it used to, occasionally. It wasn't always, though. Soldiering, sure. Quick, get down there and smooth it before I flood it. Oh, steak and a drink. I'm a little jealous now. I could use both. Long day at work. I'll be good enough with water, though. Entertaining? Yep. I got plenty of entertainers. In fact, I just had a whole troop come in. What are you... Oh, you're starting to smooth from way over there. Okay. Nope, no entertainers allowed. No more, I should say. I think they might actually smooth all that out before the water gets to them. Yeah? Where's it from? Sandopolis? I have no idea what that is. I can tell you what game it comes from, though. Nope. Seventh guest. Nice try, though. Made a muscle shell crown. You want to study? Sure. I don't have any scribes yet. Go for it. No one else to share. Okay, so I am curious so let's see what this is. Wow, it is very, very similar. I wonder if they used it to remake. See, the one that I was playing was from 2006, so it's definitely... No. Nope. They did not do the original. Mine's earlier. Man, that does sound exact though, doesn't it? That's crazy. Huh. Alright. Let's see what's next in the list here. Oh, now it's playing Sonic tunes, of course. So you're showing Brain Cells Live at the Sandopolis 2008. The one that I had was showing it was 7th Guest from 2006. And there was a remix from 2006 on OC Remix. It did sound almost exact, though. It's a good find. It's extremely rare that anyone's ever heard of these songs, let alone actually have a link to one. That's why I like it so much. They're very rare songs. And they're still really good. Bard is visiting. It almost makes me wonder, though, if there wasn't a similar tune that they were based on, and somebody used the Sonic thing to make it just like 2 years after somebody used the 7th Guest sounds to make it. Man, that was very, very similar, though. Almost exact. Hi. Ugh. I put that in front. I don't know if... Well, this is why I'm always telling her to watch the headset. I didn't break anything. This time. Okay, sound check. Can y'all still hear me? Excellent. And this vape tastes like waffles. Like actual waffles. Okay. Let's see what all fell. Ah, that went back in the corner. She's not going to be able to get to that. It's fine. There. Could have swore I saw something go flying off the side. Yep, they managed to get it all. Nice. thought I had a dump spot up here. Got a naturalist visiting? I have no idea what that is. Ah, it said it a bit ago. Oh, be citizen? Sure. So let's see. Units, others, search, naturalist. I got a human naturalist and a regular naturalist. Ah! He wants to discuss equations. Let's see. Oh, it's a scholar. Okay. Type of scholar. He's collecting sand. Ah. Start turning to cave moss. Oh, we got some. Make a numb body, huh? Make bricks, make a clay statue. Isn't too much really that I want to do right now. I'll just let it sit for a bit. Is that what I think it is? Ah, rose gold bars. Plenty of rose gold bars. Good. What's the settings on this one? Dabbling to legendary? Okay. Well, I will add a new task. I want furniture, rose gold, statues. Okay, where are they? Did I pass them? Yep. Just make a bunch of them, because I got a whole bunch of rose gold bars. That sounds like a plan. What's that other? Copper bars? I don't have too much to use copper on. Galena. Yeah, Galena. He smelt the Galena, he smelt the native gold. What is this one? Sphalerite, alright. Well, looks like I'm not getting any more of the candy, unless I want to chance digging further. I don't know, looks like I might be able to dig that out. I don't trust that. I definitely don't trust that. Or that. Or that. Okay. Planter has slipped into depression. Yep, finally. Is he still jailed? He's probably still jailed. Nope, got out of jail. Looks like I've got a cook going crazy now. Very crazy. Make sure you didn't smash any of my stuff. Nope, nope, it's all good. Another citizen. So how's your day, Fry? just looked up at me and put a red stick right on the foot of the desk. It's hilarious. Just because I can. Somebody died and they were forbidden. That's funny. Animal trainer. Endok. Endok Neth. Alright. This one is... There's no way that's also the 7th guest. Oh, yep, there it is. Final Fantasy IX. Safety in numbers. Endok. Let's jump over here to the therapist real quick and see what's going on there. Oh, yeah. Not surprised. He's miserable. Oh well. Nothing I can do about her. Don't have enough water to start pumping this side yet. So I'm thinking I should have probably left one, at least, of these... I don't remember what they're actually referred to as. But it lowers the pressure. So I'm thinking if I left one of these open, it would have a little bit better pressure and it'd fill a little bit faster. I mean, this is technically safer, but... eh. Plenty of beds. Anyone actually using these? Oh, no owners. They're using this one. Containers on the outside. How many coffers do I have? 12? 13, 14, 15 coffers? Nah, let's make some more coffers first. Good. That's fine. H on repeat. More mechanic went crazy with mechanisms. Let's see what my stocks are on my mechanisms. 63. Entertaining. Nope. He's picking up the gems. Jeweler's not currently doing anything. Let's go ahead and cut some gems. We'll cut, let's just do one of each and see what the values are, because I can't remember. So that new Spider-Man game that came out looks pretty good. Thinking I might try that. There's also, oh, what was it? Another new mode in League of Legends. Looks like it's going to be interesting. Odyssey or whatever. Apparently you're in a team of 5 and you just try to push through like PvE content. Almost RPG-like. Or mini-game, more so. You know, so I played one round of that earlier.
I see you already met Crush.
So I'm just waiting for something to happen here. It's pretty funny. I got a siege earlier, and they immediately turned around and ran away. It's like, oh, never mind. Too many dwarves here. For a second there, I thought that Gaba was being hauled. It's like, why are you hauling him this way? And he turned off and went that way, and the guy kept going. Go to kitchen. We'll go over to fish other, and we're going to allow them to cook. Ooh, not the turkey tallow. The tallow I want to turn into soap. But I need more ash for soap. Here's the turkey eggs. Turkey hen egg. Yeah, they're allowed to cook it. Guess they're just choosing not to. Allowed to cook rum. Nothing else. Here, I've got plenty of wine. You can cook that too if you want. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, a visiting scholar. Hey, listen! This is like a play on Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, it almost sounds like. Ocarina of Time. Should have known. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, is this guy actually freaking out? Utterly harrowed by the nightmare that is her tragic life, in a room with the 2 corpses that she killed. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. Thanks for joining us, Accidental. So I managed to get the nice little mister started. Slowly filling up this area. Very, very slowly. Slowly is better than not at all. From the looks of it, it'll only take 2 years or so before I have to turn that off. I've started some collection right there. Got some clay. And they're hauling that down to the bottom next to the magma kilns. Actually got some candy, and I've managed to refine some of it. But it doesn't look like they're actually making the stuff out of it. So, is this what we're supposed to? Yeah, see, no, I'm making wafers. So, if I go to Q, capital P, that wasn't that one. Is it this one? Yep, that's the one. That's validated. When there's slow points, remember to keep talking. Anytime that you're between doing stuff, and with FPS death, I obviously have a lot of experience with this part, you just gotta find things to talk about. I noticed that a whole bunch of people were doing miasma, so I just kind of focused on the miasma for a bit. And now that I've pretty much got that... Oh, I say I've pretty much got that resolved, and look, more miasma. One of these animals has rotting feet, and I've got to figure out which, so I can butcher them. But that's the luck of Dwarf Fortress, so let's see. Z, nope, not that one. Not that one. Nope, that one's just gelded. Okay, there's a human axeman, human bard. Nope, that's just jumping around. So there's nothing in the miasma right now. This cat? Yeah, there we go, there's the cat. So I need to switch over to P and slaughter. And... Yep. So we'll slaughter that one too. Oh, thanks for the bits! I love them biddies. So how you doing today, Accidental? Yeah. Gotta talk. Gotta love to hear yourself talk. That's the biggest thing. Otherwise, as you probably already know, the DF community is pretty tight-knit. If you get to know one streamer, they'll probably push your channel. By the way, when do you think you're going to be streaming? Because I'll totally push your channel. And yeah, it's just pretty much, if you stream on a regular schedule and it doesn't immediately, directly conflict with anyone else, you'll get raids, you'll get plenty of, people that want to jump in and watch your stream when others aren't. So it's fairly easy to gain a quick following in Dwarf Fortress. I mean, it's nothing major, it's not, 300 people, but, 15, 20, not hard. Fairly easy to get the affiliate if you're not already an affiliate. Hey, Nemen TV, thank you for the... Oh, it's a raid. Ah, awesome. Thanks for the raid. Where are you coming from? How's it going, Clubfoot? Ah, I see. You know what I have to say to that? And you're just jumping all over the place, aren't you? Yeah, she's excited too. All this excitement. Oh, we got petitions. No, that's the wrong thing. Gotta click on this first. Citizen, sure. So how's everyone doing today? Yeah, I've got a lot going on, but that's why it's going down to FPS death. I actually managed to bring up the FPS. It was at 15 earlier. Oh yeah, and I've got plenty of stuff going on up here as well, and down here, they're all busy. This area over here is empty apparently right now. That was humming a bit ago. Oh, there's one guy. Are you taking a mollusk shell? Oh, what are you doing? What? Seriously, what are you doing? General, preparing a raw fish. So, I put a couple of fish hatcheries up top, and I put a fish hatchery down here because there's water down here. And he apparently just decided that he wants to fish up top and drag it all the way to the bottom to actually prepare the fish. Whatever. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he can do. 23... Yeah, it's midnight my time. It's not bad. Rain let up enough to work outside in Texas. Waiting out the hurricane? Right. Right. How many people are in Florida? Is the big question. So another streaming friend of mine, she was saying that she had to go get preparations for the hurricane yesterday. And what was funny is I didn't know about the hurricane until then. I'm just like, I'm in my own little world. I don't watch the news. Soldiering, sure. I've almost got enough soldiers to start another. These mercs are great. Mix it up with a DF stream? Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Do what you want. That's the joy of streaming. It's the streamer's prerogative. You know, I like doing the Dwarf Fortress fairly regularly because it lets me actually keep on a schedule for it. Squad of 7-ish relatively unskilled dwarves and steel plate armor with steel weapons do okay in cavern setting. Generally, yes. If they run into anything too crazy, then no. But if they're in full steel, there's very few things that'll actually like really hurt them. Most of those things will drag them into the water, and then they'll drown because they're weighed down and they can't swim. Other than that, you shouldn't have too much issue. Let's see. Good luck to everyone who'll be in the path of the hurricane. Yep, yep. No civs around me, so you never get invasions. Things are getting boring. Well, yeah, definitely bust into the caverns. Or if you've actually got them leveled a little bit, if you've had them training for a while, you can go ahead and send them out to raid someone. If they're marks dwarves, have them do a regular raid, just loot. And if they're more of a warrior type, then go ahead and try to destroy something. Bust in the front door. Are you on an island? Oh, wait until winter and then go for it. As soon as that water turns to ice, raid out. They should be able to get out and back as long as they're not waiting on someone. They should be able to get out and back before it thaws. Or you could always start another fort. Maybe domesticate what you can on the island and then start a new fort. You got two worlds going, or you got a secondary fort that you're back and forth from retiring? Ah. Yeah. Oh, that was some dissonance. Oh, petitions. Entertaining. Nope. Got plenty of entertainers, as we can obviously see. Well, I like to plan ahead. So, like, this bedroom area suits about 60 to 65 people after you consider that a lot of them are going to be married or sharing the bed. So, and actually it looks like we've got our first couple here that are dropping clothes. So if I go to this one, I can see this one is to Udib Deller. And we check this limestone coffer. It's the wrong one. They're not actually using it, okay. So they're just not using it, okay. Well, there goes my explanation. Yeah. Oh well. But either way, if you've got married couples sleeping in the same bed, they will need extra bags and occasionally cabinets, but it's mostly the bags and the chests. So I like to put one bag, one chest, but I put the chest down first just because I think it looks nicer. It doesn't really matter. You could have two bags, you could have two chests. They do the exact same thing. But they'll leave their stuff around if their married partner has already claimed the container by placing something in it. The bed they'll share. That's fine. But the containers they don't like to share. It's like, I haven't had that much of an issue. No reason to increase the value of all those just yet, so I'm just letting it go. No, deny. Keep the finances separate. Yeah, pretty much. This is my dress, honey. You're not allowed to wear it. Even though it's slightly worn and I'll never wear it again, you're not allowed to wear it. I like my new masterwork leather dress. Oh, that's going forever. It's taking forever to fill. Raid me or something. Come on. Yeah, I have to do the same thing. This world, I have yet to find any iron. Like, literally, if... Another citizen? Cool. If I go to my Dwarven Trader, I can't even request iron. I think there's no iron in this world. But the dwarves have steel. So, I managed to request enough steel that I could melt it down, and then reforge the Dwarven tricks, and man, she is going, hey! That's my sock! What are you doing with my sock? Bring it here. Yeah, now she's hiding. Bring my sock back. Crazy pup stealing my socks. Which is weird, too. Where did she find it? Bedroom doors closed? Laundry doors closed? I have no idea where she found that sock. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? Okay. Okay, on a volcano embark, have rules set up to automatically constantly build and smelt giant axes. Yep. Constantly making more steel non-stop. Conditional work orders set in place, they never stop. Yep. Also do the same thing with leggings. That'll level up your armor smithing as well. You can do giant axe blades, you can do leggings, and you can do battle axes. That'll level them up. Soldiering again. Okay. I don't know where it could have come from. Just kind of appeared, apparently. Really strange. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, as you see, I've set up mine in a way. I've actually got 12 forges running pretty much all the time. They're just taking their time getting down here because I've got it set to such a low skill. So these three are my masterwork production line. You have to be master or higher just to get onto them. This one here I've set to anything. This one I've set to anything just because I wanted those guys to actually level up to the master point. And I don't really care who does it as long as somebody's doing it. And the rest of them, I've got them set only levels 0 through 3. Okay, you can manually assign dwarves, but what you do is you go Q, then you go to it, and I'll do it with this one here as well. So I'm going to hit Shift P, and as long as I've got a mayor, I can do this. I don't have to go to work orders, but right here in the permitted workers, if you look down, way down at the bottom here, it says Min, Dabbling, Max, Competent. Okay, now anyone can use it. Dabbling and Legendary. If I bring this back down, and this is actually really good if you're getting a lot of needs for crafting things, tell everyone that they can make weapons. And then anyone who's dabbling will try to make it, but they won't be able to continuously make it and hog the whole thing, because as soon as they make one or two things, it'll flip their skill up, and then they're no longer dabbling and they won't be allowed to use it anymore. So, hello. So it's an easy way to get that need fulfilled as well across your entire fort. Not to mention, that would count towards moods. So what I've done is I went through and I checked all of my moodable stuff, and anyone who preferred making gauntlets, I set them to armor. Anyone who liked making like short swords or axes, things like that, I set them to weaponsmith. And then I allowed them to only allow the craft from dabbling to adequate or dabbling to competent. Actually, I guess I went 0 to 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I went 0 to 4. But either way, it's still low enough value that they're very unlikely to make anything that's decent, and anything that isn't decent automatically gets remelted. So my leggings, my giant steel axe blades, and my battle axes all just got remelted. So everyone got to make something. What they made got melted. They were happy because they crafted an item. It wasn't masterwork, so there's no bad moods. And now that everyone actually has weapon crafting skills and forging skills and armoring skills, etc., if they get a mood, it's more likely to be one of the dwarves that can actually make something off of the forge, instead of yet another crown or ring or amulet or scepter that really can't do anything but go into a bookcase somewhere. Not a bookcase, display case. Oh, supposed to take a drink. Thank you, Modbot, for the reminder. Ah! Okay, well, when you get moods, what it does... I'm going to switch this over here. What it does is it checks out... It's easy just to go to the Dwarf Therapist to show you this. So, like, let's take random person, this one here. Okay, this guy has no skills except for weaving. So, he is a High Master Weaver. If he tries, or if he gets a mood, he will weave. I believe. Weaver? Yeah. No, that's Clothesmaker. I don't think Weaver is actually a moodable, is it? If I hover, it won't show you, but it'll show me. Yep, highest moodable skill, Weaver. So, he'll try to weave something if he gets a mood. This guy, I'm just going to go to one that I've actually done something with. This one here, Fath Ritdeller. If he gets a mood, just following along, he has skills in milking. A 0 skill, but that's better than nothing in furnace operating. And pottery. So apparently, he will be a crafts dwarf. Because, oh, no, pottery. He'll try to be a potter. Man, all of my examples are going to shit here. Okay, so that one's too obvious, but we're going to go ahead and use this. Ast. This guy has small animal dissection, which I'm not actually using. Furnace operating, 18 in weaponsmithing, and nothing else. If he gets a mood, he will make a weapon. In fact, I think he already has. Doesn't say here. But for sure it said here. But now if we find someone with multiple... Let me just do this. Go to weaponsmithing. Okay, he's got wood cutting. Boyer, wood cutting. Nope, that's not gonna work. Okay, so here's a good example. Sigan Dullishkel. This guy has a 2 in woodcrafting, even though it's turned off. Plant processing 3 and a 0 in weaponsmithing, and a 10 in pottery. Of course, pottery. And a 0 in architecture and basic. So, if he gets a mood, it looks at the highest skill, in which case this would be pottery. If he didn't have pottery, even though this 2 is turned off, plant processing is not a moodable skill. It's not something they can craft with. So he won't use the weaponsmithing, even if I turn it on. He won't use it. He'll instead use the wood crafting. So he'll go to a craft bench, and he'll make something out of wood. And depending on which mood he gets, we'll say whether he goes to a legendary or not. They like to not give me the ones that do legendary, the secretive and the fey. They really prefer to give me possessed, as you saw earlier. So they don't actually gain any skill off it. It just ties up a thing, gives them a legendary craft that's useless, and, you know, wastes my time for the most part. But, I mean, it could be worse. So does that help explain it some? Yeah, they'll always get a mood for their highest craftable skill. So by setting them to level something that crafts, even just to 0, it keeps them from going to a crafts bench. If they don't have any craftable skill leveled at all, then they'll just immediately go to a crafts bench. And then they'll make something completely random. They'll either become, not a mason. Actually, no, they can make rock crafts and become a mason, I think. Stone crafter? Yeah, it's stone crafting. Checking here. Yeah, stone crafting versus masonry, 2 different things. So they'll either become a stone crafter, a wood crafter, or they might, I haven't seen it happen very often, a bone crafter. Generally, they end up becoming a wood crafter, which is just pathetic. Citizen, sure. Entertainer, no. Let's go back to the place with lots of activity. But yeah, myself and a lot of people who are currently in this stream are longtime players. So if you have any questions, Shadow, feel free to ask. We are happy to answer. Yes, exactly. And you at least want them to be better at that than they are at something useless. And the unfortunate part is you do kind of need to have a couple of people who are craft dwarves. So if anyone accidentally makes one, just make them the craft dwarf. Don't let them craft anything else. You want them to go ahead and stay as that craft because it's already too high to bother trying to level over. Citizen, again. Okay. Better to put everything on one floor. No. So the way that the game works in general is pathing. That's one of the biggest deals. So you want to make sure... I've never had any issue with noise near the sleeping quarters. It kind of made an issue back whenever everything else was broken with the economy, but never had an issue with that otherwise. But yeah, generally it's the overall distance from things. So like you can say from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to that door. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So, it's about 40 squares or so. That would negate the thing there. I generally just go ahead and put my bedrooms in a general build like this. I build the eating area, you know, whichever you want to call it, tavern, cafeteria, whatever, directly across from it. I generally try to place the kitchens on one side and the tavern on the other from where I'm actually storing the stuff so they don't walk through the kitchens. This time I decided actually placing it up with my farms, and this is actually working out quite well. I needed to place it a little higher because I like drilling these holes so that I don't get miasma. If they manage to get lazy later on and they're crafting and just dropping it there, it keeps it from, you know, creating miasma when it starts to rot. More petitions. More citizens. Trading is still absurd. A couple weeks worth of prepared meals crafting, you can buy basically everything a caravan arrives with. Yep, that's exactly correct. But keep in mind that food does not always come readily, and that's taken into account with the fact that it costs multiple food to make those prepared meals. But yeah, once you get your skill up, it goes up insanely high. Oh yeah. If you're doing a regular butcher shop, no problem at all. You can see I've got 1,600 seeds, over 3,000 drink, over 7,000 other, which is the prepared meals. 1,000 plants, 300 meat, and I'm not even trying to get the meat. Most of that meat came from the animals who had the rotting feet. They basically chopped off the feet and they cooked up the rest. Or that's what they're doing anyway. Petitions. So, what is this tune from? This is super familiar. Ran out of seeds many times. Apparently you can't limit your drinks without running out of seeds because they'll eat all your plum helmets or whatever before they're needed for seeds. Yep. That's exactly right. You can also cook the plum helmets as long as you're not also cooking the seeds. You can set all of that in the kitchen menu. You'll get more plum helmets. As long as you're regularly making it, it won't be an issue. Or regularly farming it, it won't be an issue. Let me show you what I do at my farms too, because this is a little bit different than a lot of people do. So, I actually have this set up in a way where I've got my workshop in the middle, and then I specifically cut that one corner out, because if I decide I want to fertilize that area, this is the perfect ratio to actually get maximum effect. It's easy to fill at the start, and you can do multiple plots like I have here for when you're later on, you've got more farmers available. So, as you can see, I'm not even using these last 4, 6. Yeah, these last 6 down here I'm not even using. But this, I've found, is to be the best possible farming setup. If you're in a small area, you can just use one of these, and these 4 plots here will cover you into the end game. If you want to get other trades going, see I've got my cave wheat over here, pigtails, pigtails, pigtails. So, I mean, there's options. But with this right here, I've never had any issues with my farms. Petition. Citizen. Nice. How many citizens do I have now? 165. I must have lost some. Could have sworn I was at 220 or so. Oh well. Yeah, another petition. Entertaining. Nope. Oh, they're actually storing the food correctly now. They were refusing to barrel it there for a while. No, this is actually an open area that I carved out of one of the lower layers. 2 layers down. This is outside, and I do have a couple of outside farms. And I do the same thing with them too. I just find a place where I can place it where it gives me the same number. Like here, instead of taking the chunk out of the edge, I took it out of one slot in. Instead of taking the chunk out of just the edge because there were multiple, I actually moved it over and expanded it. So it filled up these 2 slots. Would be there. So it's still the same count. Oh no, this is just sandy and sand loam and sandy fire clay or clay loam. So this is super fast to dig out, not an issue at all. And because I've opened the cavern layers, it actually populates similar to a cavern. So I can bring all of my animals down here, and they're not outside in the elements, and everyone can run them back and forth to them. Not a big issue. If I ever really need to, I can always just do DP, select. And look, all those plants. So they're going to collect all those plants now. So I've got a backup system in case I ever need to. Yep. And clay layers are great. You can do the same thing with dirt layers, but this here is a clay layer. This is a sandy loam layer. And this over here is a clay loam layer. So the loam you really can't do much with. That's basically just dirt. It's useless. But this here's fire clay. So I've got... Oh, yeah. Look at all that fire clay. There's plenty of fire clay. So I'm going to tell them to stop collecting fire clay. Yeah, go ahead and suspend that for now. I don't need any more fire clay, thank you. But you guys can come down here and drop it off. Let's go ahead and have somebody do something with it. What should we do? Jugs, bricks, I don't want to do the statues. I want to make all my statues out of rose gold. No, iron is, in this map, apparently completely gone. I don't think iron spawned at all in this map. I mean, it's like I've seen some other civilizations have a little bit of it, but almost everyone's using copper and bronze. Even the humans only come with a couple of pieces of iron, a whole bunch of copper and bronze. Let's see. Clay bricks? Let's do clay jugs. No, yeah, we'll do clay bricks and clay... Yeah, we won't do clay bricks. We'll cancel that one. Clay jugs. Yeah, we'll make a bunch of clay jugs. Sounds like fun. Get all them jugs. Fire clay jugs. You generally get iron. The difference is, how are you generating your world? Default params. Go ahead and increase the amount of metals. Just don't max it out. If you max it out, then you won't be able to see where the flux is when you use the finder. No, it's totally intended. No such thing as cheating in this game. There are dwarf tricks. I'll put it this way. The closest thing, if you want to call anything cheating, dwarf hack, or DF hack. DF hack I can label just cheating. Everything else is just dwarf tricks. It's a dwarf trick. Entertaining. Nope. Ah, want me to drink again? Okay. I'm talking things like using it to kill things, using it to do healing effects. I'm trying to say what they do without actually saying the names of them. You know, creating water, creating magma, creating items, just directly creating items, forcing moods. That's not fun. citizen. What are you guys doing down here? You never practice. Oh, individual combat trolls. They're actually practicing down here. Why are you doing wrestling demonstrations? Spar. Leading a wrestling demonstration. Do you really not have anything? Sibrek Zagid. Okay. M. Sibrek Zagid. It's in the Mines of Virtue. Steal individual choice melee. Well, what are you not doing right? Is it because I set individual choice? Okay, so let's see what Sibrek Zagid actually likes. Where do my controls go? There they are. Oh yeah, I totally used to call it Dwarf the Rapist. I used to, all the time. Okay, so for the Therapist, I don't know about the latest, the R3 version, but be sure to pick up the latest, because the version of LNP that I got did not have the latest version of Therapist. They did just release a different version in this last week, so that one might be updated, but I don't know when you got yours. Let's see. We'll do military. No. Gear squads. Squad. Sibrek. You. Preferences. Treasure of Fortune. Giant Grackle Glass Eye. Doesn't like any items. It's interesting. Okay, well, nothing else I can do there. Likes the shape of clouds, huh? 86 years old, currently combat training. Good cast. What do we have here, though? Dwarves. 11 humans have joined. I'm gonna have to work on that. It must be all these people that I'm allowing into my base recently. Ooh, 14 masonry, 14 stone detailing. That's not bad. 2 masonry could be better. You get to be a hauler. Enjoy your hauling. Two stone detailing. Nope. Oh, hell no, not a 1 stone detailing. Nope. Nope. 5. I'll allow the 14 for now. Got enough 20s. 12. Okay, so I've got 2 20s. Yes, the side effect of allowing non-dwarves is they can't drink beer as well, so if they get into a drinking competition, they will die. Literally. They will poison themselves with the alcohol, and they will die. I don't know which version you're currently on, Shadow. I was saying if you're on just the base. I don't know about the R3, but if you're on one of the earlier versions of LNP, you need to get the new Therapist version. That link that I had Modbot drop actually does take care of that. The other issue with having humans or other basically non-dwarves is you do need to make sure that you're actually making items that they can wear. Yeah, humans have a weak tolerance. They really do. Like me on my birthday last week. That was last week, right? I can't remember. Yeah, it was last week. Okay. So, oh, that's what I was going to check. I remembered after the fact. So we need to go back to here, remove the cast, go to squads, Mines of Virtue. Sibrek is an axe dwarf. Why does he not have an axe? Okay, so I'm going to force him to use an axe. Whip, Mines of Virtue, Sibrek. You are not allowed to use individual choice. You are now on a weapon. You are on battle axe. Come over here. Material. Steel. Okay. Okay, resume. Petition. Nope. Ruther is reverted to a wild state. I'm gonna domesticate those suckers. Okay, so let's go ahead and engrave some more. Looks good. That's already engraved. Oh, we never got around to engraving this section. Okay. Wrong button. Now let's go ahead and smooth this first. Oh, smooth. Then, coming back up to the 4s, we want to engrave from there. We don't want to engrave from there. E. Engrave from there. Yep. To there. From there. Should work. Oh, okay, so they're starting to drop clothes here, so I'm going to go ahead, put these containers in. Oh, wait. F. There we go. Cabinets first. Ah, just the one. That sucks. Why is it still trying to make a door? Cancel. So, I'm running into this random bug where when I try to cancel something, it just suspends it instead. It's incredibly annoying. Add. Coffer. No, cabinet. That's weird. Here. Looking for any other clothes? Yep, there's some. Say the fact that they're dropping things there shows me that is their room, which means that it's definitely taken. And they have enough stuff that they're willing to throw some of it away. So, let's go ahead and give them someplace to store it. Nothing there. Definitely nothing there. Those are all complete. Those are all complete. Those look all complete. Okay. We'll do that for now. Let's see. Therapist works for you, but it pops up weird errors when you first launch. What kind of errors? Yeah, I've pretty much only streamed DF, with the exception of my birthday for the last month and a half. Unfortunately, because I do have an actual day job, I can only stream about 2 hours a night. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you can sub me too if you like. I won't complain. If you have Twitch Prime, you can actually have a free sub. I don't know if you're aware of that. I don't know if you have Twitch Prime. But if you have Twitch Prime, you've got a free sub you can use. Oh, that's understandable. Always want to put that somewhere where you know you're going to go back to. Or at least get the fun emotes from. Speaking of which, I'm still working on my other emotes. If anyone has any recommendations, by all means, put those in. I've got a couple of things I've got on mind, but nothing really set in stone at this point. Yeah, definitely. That makes sense, Shadow. Thanks again for that follow. Let's see. Is there anything else going on here? Actually, are my flooding here yet? No. That's the one thing I'm always scared of. I've got an open water source leaking into my base. I'm always scared it's going to flood. Yep. There's my carp emote. Oh, carp emote. Gotcha. I thought you were talking about my carp emote. I was going like, yeah, this is where all the carps are going to stay. Drag my dwarves right into that moat. You know, a carp wouldn't be a bad idea. Entertaining? Nope. Now, what I had in mind right now is I do want to go ahead and get one that says raid on it. And I'm thinking I'm just going to have like a legendary thing that somebody's made with hanging rings of stuff with a little emblem saying raid on it. I think that'd be neat. You know? Got its wool spikes and its bone rings and craziness. Maybe I'll make it a tombstone. Ha! And for the high dollar one that I honestly don't think anyone will ever take, I kind of want to just make a dwarf going bling with all of his rings of craziness and multiple crowns and maybe a hood or 3. You know, those barons that are always deciding that they want all the rings and all the amulets and all the scepters and 15 hats and 2 crowns. Because, you know, that of course makes sense. Gotta get that bling. Links you to a thing that says to go to a share memory layout. It doesn't exist on the page it links to. The link was to the releases. Yep, okay. So it's saying that you don't have one of the latest releases. So your version of game is later than the version of Therapist that you have. Or actually, if it's one of the newest versions of Therapist, it might be a very old version of game, because I know that the Therapist actually removed some of their older version compatibilities recently. Newest release, newest DF. That should be working then. If all else fails, just get LNP. Move your save over. Hope it's the same version. Or a compatible version, at least. Or are you using Masterwork? Ah. Okay, so since we've got some people in here that don't always come by. I'm going to go ahead and show the layout again. By again, I mean the first time this stream. Probably 15th or 16th time overall on this map, which is weird. Okay, so this is my overall top world. I've actually got a couple layers up. I built some fortifications along this top wall just to make sure that they can shoot through. Unfortunately, I put a layer off thinking they wouldn't be able to climb up. Well, they can't climb up, but I can apparently dodge out and down. So that is an issue, actually. I will eventually find a way to fix that. I might have to, like, I don't know, destroy this wall, make a floor there, and then build the wall on top of the floor? Is that a possibility? I don't know. I've never tried building a wall on top of a floor. At least not that I can remember. So this is my overall layout there. This gate does come up, but again, they can climb, they can jump, they can go crazy. And this is my primary temple, and man, look at all that puke. It is everywhere. This temple is to anyone, and I've just put a couple of random statues up there because I didn't care. These statues down here are specific temples to specific deities because there were a couple of people who needed to pray and refused to pray at an open temple like this. So I gave them a couple of their own statues. That's why I wanted to get more rose gold statues. I want to make more of these specific temples. I put these outside because I want them to go outside. I don't want everyone to be cave adapted, or at least not completely cave adapted. Even though it doesn't really matter at this point, it's just not my preference. Basic cage area. I normally have more stuff caged than this, so I'm surprised this hasn't been filled already. This is my dump zone for things that don't scare them or don't give them bad thoughts. This is my dump zone for things that do give them bad thoughts. You can see more puke to and from. You can see the path they take by where they puke. They've got a couple of fisheries out here, and of course that one, I guess it was a human that wanted to go all the way down to the bottom to my third cavern layer for that fishery. This is an open area for pets that I don't care if they die, and war dogs. If we come down 2 layers, this is my open area for pets that I don't really want them to die because I'm either milking them or shearing them. Basic farming area, seed stockpile, which is strangely not appearing to be in use, even though I've got way too many seeds. So I probably put my seeds somewhere else on accident and just missed it, but whatever. Let's see what he said. You don't know, it's just not working. You're in 44.12, just looked at my therapist directory. It's got a memory out for 44.12. Maybe you have it run as administrator or something stupid. You shouldn't have to. I know I'm not, so you shouldn't have to. That's interesting. It's like it's not seeing it correctly. You might try checking and seeing if giving it the ID whenever it comes up and says it can't find it. If that's the one that is getting it, try to give it the ID directly. See if that works for you. So my food stockpiling is kind of detailed. This here is my generic stuff that isn't cooked. No beers, just foods here. So plants and edible plants, I should say. Edible plants and meats go there, and fish. Prepared but not cooked. And then down here, I've got my food and beer, so I can actually see how much they've got of each. Alcohol, I should say. And so everything gets processed here and then sent down to this area. And I do kind of put small sections at these other areas. Whenever I hit the caverns, I go and I put some there with a couple of tables and chairs. So if anyone's down here and starving, they can just grab something right there. I do the same kind of thing with beds. This cavern layer turned out to be water, so wasn't very lucky there. I mean, there's a couple of areas of ground over here, and I think some up here I revealed too, yep. But it's just not enough for me to bother to break into the cavern. Yes, so my hotkeys, I hit Shift H. I can do my hotkeys right here. I've got gates, homes, farms. Heart key 4 is not currently in use. Cavern layers 1, 2, 3, and I kind of go from the back side. And I actually broke into the magma layer before, or the magma layer, the magma sea, before I actually even found Cavern 3. So Magma Forge and Cavern 3 are backwards than my usual setup, but that's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's fairly familiar. By the time I broke into it, I'd already kind of half memorized, half muscle memory the F6, so that works out. So that is my top section there. It just kind of shows the main area that I'm worried about. I'm not so much worried about seeing the whole thing because they never come down to the side. I'm more worried about what's out here. F2 is my main area. F3 is my food area. There is no F4, and then it goes backwards. Cavern Layer 1, which turned into be water, but I'm trying to see if I can get them to use this pool and cycle it around, and they're not really doing it. I mean, they did it enough to make blood all over this, but then it's like dissipating before it actually pushes all the way around. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do to get that pond to actually work. They're going through it, and it's cleaning them off correctly, and it is cycling through, but it's not staying full. The only reason that it worked here is because I actually told, I want to say 80% of the base to do nothing but fill ponds. And they all came down and they filled it, and it kind of worked for a little bit, so I set it back to decent, back to regular, and it just went right back to being empty. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. I might end up having to find some way to put up a bridge section with a trigger plate that looks at the water level. When the water level hits a certain layer, then it opens and lets water in. I mean, this is a layer up, isn't it? Yeah, see, no. Oh, wow, that's 2 layers up. So I would end up needing to screw pump that up to it anyway. Just doesn't really seem to be worth it. No, I highly doubt it'll corrupt anything. The bigger issue is you might have some issues where it's not going to show the correct values, or it's not going to show a value for different guys. That's the biggest issue if you get something that's just slightly off of a version. Otherwise, it just won't load the units at all. It'll say it's connected, but it won't be able to load anything. On your therapist, do you have a needs tab? If you come over here, you go to add, do you see needs here? A needs tab. Okay, so you got the latest version of Therapist then. That should be working for you. Don't know what to say. Go ahead and try it in administrator mode. That could fix it. What OS are you on? Windows 10. Yeah, so am I. I don't know. That's a weird one. It's a little awkward. Yeah, I designated that from being a pond. You're trying to fill that too and failing miserably. So my real question here is, what is everyone who's not actually doing something? What are they actually doing? It's just a little strange. Okay. Those two aren't very happy. 3. See a couple of red down arrows there. 4. Oh. Got a militia guy about to have miasma again. Who's this? Militia Captain Solon No Core. Solon No Core. Okay, so he wants to pray and he wants to be with friends. I can't do anything about being with friends. That's interesting. When you select him, personality strongly values tranquility, Doesn't seek out excitement. Easily moved to mercy. Values peace over war. This is why he is a terrible, terrible militia captain. Let's find someone to swap him out with. Solon Nokor. Which one was he? He was in Loved Galleries? Axdorf. Alright. Well, it does not appear to be any Axdorfs in here. This is a furnace operator. Mayor. Okay. I was like, they've got kills. 8 goblins, too. Oh, the PYLMP is totally a thing. That has not changed. They've kind of given it a couple of different nicknames over the way, but, you know, Starter Pack, Dwarf Fortress Starter Pack, just LNP, PYLMP, Paradox Errants, LNP, Lazy Noob Pack, just Noob Pack. I mean, you can find it under a lot of different names now. It's just been around for so long. 2 discipline. Thinking this guy here might be our, this chick here might be our best bet. She is primarily suture. Seriously? He's an animal trainer. That actually comes in handy. With 1 level of blacksmith, which is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and add her to pump operating. Turn her off architecture. Definitely not want the bee waxing. You see another dog out there? You want to go say hi to the other dog? Yeah. Okay, no masonry. Worried about the blacksmithing so much. Don't need her suturing. But okay. That will certainly work. What? I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Urvad Lycott. Urvad Lycott. Let's replace him. Let me just straight replace him. Nope. Solon Nokor. So you, Q, find Urvad, Lycott, animal trainer. Select Z. Enter. Nope, that's the tunic. We want preference. Scroll down to gloved galleries. Let me replace. Oh yeah, my Discord spam. I just saw something was said. Didn't realize it was Modbot. He's trying to go to position 10. Selecting the squad. Without DF hack starting... Yeah. If you want to avoid DF hack, you have to download vanilla separately. In the LNP, it's built in. I'm sure there was a way to do this. Can't seem to remember how. These buttons? No, that's moving. This button? Nope. 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 For assigning. Ah! Where'd you go? There it is. Ah, was it a nobles? Militia captain. Solon. Replaced. There we go. I knew there was some way to do it. Search. Irvad Lycott. Animal trainer. So now M. E. Globe galleries. Irvad Lycott. There's everything that he needs. And this other guy is no longer military. Should make him a little happier. He's not forced into excitement and war, because he likes not excitement and peace. It's a really terrible dwarf. See, this is what frame death does, though. This guy here, he's trying to carry a statue. Look how many other times other people move. How long it takes him just to move one square. Oh. Absolutely horrible. Okay, this song is kind of all over the place. I'm going to pass on that. QSP? I don't know the acronym. Quantum stockpile? I do not. I have in the past. I don't really see much of a need for it unless I'm doing a 1x1 area, and even then it's more fun not to. So I generally don't quantum stockpile. Hence why I had no idea what that acronym was. And I certainly know how to. And when I designate a dumping zone into like magma, yeah, it's totally basically a quantum stockpile, but it's not the intention to actually stockpile. The intention is to drop it into magma. Nope. No matter how good your computer is, you will eventually hit FPS death if you survive long enough. See, my frames are back down to 1819. They were at 14 the last stream, so it's actually gotten better with me taking out the majority of the turkeys and a bunch of the other animals that had the rotting feet and spreading miasma in various places. Now we've got people still dropping food in their freaking bedrooms. Is it already designated? Nope. Just making sure there's no more food laying out over there. Oh, I do keep outside refuse on. Oh, saving. New season. I just go through, I claim everything, and then I check the stocks. I do it the long way. Sometimes I get bored and I just claim everything anyway. Wonder how much longer that visiting bard were-rabbit is going to hang out before he finally goes crazy. Because I have never seen a were-creature go crazy before, but it looks like he might actually do it. He's getting close. That's true. I wouldn't say 50% of the time. 50% of the time you maybe of the times you look, 50% of the time. I'll put it that way. I agree, it should. Masterwork beds. They're smoothing that out. Good, they're taking their time, smoothing that out before engraving the rest. I wanted them to do that because I definitely want that one person who's a 14 or whatever to try and hit that before. I do everything I can to avoid atom smashing. Atom smashing is the best way to avoid FPS death. Or to stave it off, I should say. Mebzuth became captain of the guard. He's back on duty. They're still refusing to train. Yeah, they've got plenty of space to train there. They only need like 4. What are you whining for? You went outside right before I started streaming. I know you don't have to use the restroom. You redirect the river down a channel just outside the trading post. We set up a screw pump and some grates just for the elves. Nice. I actually redirected this one. You can see I just redirected it right back into itself. Is that elk still hanging out down there? How are you alive? Impala. That's super strange. I use water wheels sometimes, but I generally only use water wheels whenever I'm setting up a very elaborate mechanism. Generally, basic screw pumps, like the few that I've got here, I'd rather turn those on and have them manually done. No, I redirected this one so that I could clean the water out. I had a bunch of gobos that had died right here in the middle. They fell off the bridge as I was shooting them. Had a couple of dwarves and an elf that fell in there as well, and the elf was scaring everybody. I don't know what it is about decaying elf bones. It scares dwarves. It's weird to me. But I wanted to clean that up, and I wanted to set this up. So I dug that section there out once it was down enough. And that is the pathway that's making my mist generator over here. That's apparently deciding not to generate any mist right now. Oh, it's generating the mist down below instead of right here, but they can still see through the grate, so that's better than nothing. Anywhere that you have water drop. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Magma mist is insane. What the point is like with mists, it gives them a coating of water that helps stave off various things that might stick to them instead. It also helps wash them slightly. Not very well, but better than nothing. And if you have it directly over like I do here... Oh, there's the mist. Just created mist. If they walk under whenever the water drops through, it actually cleans them. So that's super handy as well. The way that I've got this set up is it's going to primarily drop here, and then this will push it all down kind of this direction over here, where I'll pull it back up, and it just kind of cycles through. Those are the wrong buttons. Yep. So this area down here is a cistern that I've actually set up specifically so that it will fill, and I can actually use it for fishing as well, because this is straight off the river, so they can fish there. Whether or not there will be fish, totally different subject, but we'll see. Yeah, it's definitely taking its time. And I think the issue there was these slots. If I come up a layer and I dig those out, it'll definitely fill a lot faster. The thing is, they got more. These idiots. Where'd you put it? Where'd you put it? I know it's here somewhere. So it looks like it's coming from right here. There it is. Dump that. Citizen. So these little edges, they actually lower the water pressure, and I wanted to put that in there so that it didn't just immediately dump down and overfill. Because it is possible once it gets down to this point, it could drop here, and this could actually fill to 7, and then 6, and then 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1. And because that's 7, it'll actually start filling here at 1. And when that overflows, it'll then flood over to this area. And if it gets high enough, then it'll flood out this section as well, before it's even finished filling over here. It's rare, but I've seen it happen. So it's just one of those, watch your water pressures. So I always reduce the water pressure. I think the issue I had here is I reduced it too much, because I had both of these water pressures here. If I just had the one, it probably wouldn't have been such an issue. As you can see, though, the water is coming down this way as well. So that's my secondary dump for if I just want to give it a little bit of a fill without having it dump like mad over here. You know what? I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to build a door. Oh, yeah, no access to it right now. Dug the bottom. Let's see. Okay. Looks like it's evaporating about halfway down to 2/3. Could you dug the bottom out too deep with grates in the middle layer so it can never flood? Yeah. That's what I've done in previous, and I've actually put some tutorials up on the Dwarf Fortress forums showing that as well. For a while, I had a YouTube video up for that as well. Entertaining. Nope. That was back in 2011. I put that up. The mist hits the grate. The mist hits the grate, creates mist, and then... Or the mist hits grate. The water hits the grate, creates mist, and then drops through the grate immediately. So it doesn't ever flood this layer. Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. Another thing you can do is you can have the water, the screw pumps set up in a way where you've got kind of a pillar in the middle, and with that pillar you have an open area on the top with grates all the way around, and that pillar is actually a mechanism, not a pipe, shaft. It's been a while since I've messed with it now that I'm thinking about it. And that shaft goes up to a wind or a water mill or, you know, whatever you want to set for that. And then down below that, you actually have, right below the grates, you have screw pumps that'll connect off of that and get power from it. And it'll just cycle one square of water around. And every time it goes, it cycles up and then it falls and creates mist. And it cycles up and falls and creates mist. So it'll constantly create mist in all four corners. It's really, really handy for making, you know, awesome moods. The problem is, it's an FPS killer. Ah. Did you guys just not pick this one up yet? I still haven't picked it up. And what's bad is I've got 4 or 5 dwarves that are doing nothing but cleaning and hauling refuse. So... like, they're not even allowed to touch levers. That's all they're doing. Cleaning and hauling refuse. Justice. Got some disorderlies. Uh-oh. planners still going crazy. That's fine. It's a dwarf trick. And they're not quite as broken as they used to be. Things that are fiery can't actually catch the wooden cages on fire now. Things that have breaths that burn hot enough can't actually melt through the metal cages. They're not perfect yet, but yeah, they're definitely getting there. Ruther has forgotten his training. I am so glad I stopped that from pausing my game. Right. It'll actually be based on the, I believe it's sturdiness. So the hard woods will be better than the soft woods, and the soft metals might be worse than the hard woods. Pretty much everything Toady does seems to be kind of along that line, so let's see how realistic I can be. Runs it off of the breaking points and the melting points and everything, so... It's definitely... Yeah, I said hardwood a couple of times. Yeah, so he's pretty good at trying to keep it very realistic. I totally missed 2 minutes ago when Oddbot told me to take a drink. Yeah, so it goes down. Got my grates there with the mist. Trade depot. This here also locks right there. I might even just have to break it because that's kind of open to the floor. So if anyone crazy walks by, they could flip that. That'd be bad. Yeah, yeah. That's that emergent stuff. He didn't expect that. But the emergent stuff is also the reason why you can't have other forms of liquids right now. You might notice that the only liquids are magma, technically, and water. And the reason being is he wants to have them do proper separation. So oils float on top of water, you know, heavier substances float to the bottom, or float to the bottom, sink to the bottom of water, etc. So forth. But the way it is right now, the oil just kind of bounces around everywhere. So since he can't get that to stay straight, it's my understanding. It's read that in one of his interviews that he did not too long ago. I've reached all 3 cavern layers. Here's cavern layer 1. Here's cavern layer 2. Here's cavern layer 3. And there is the magma sea. Actually, here's the magma sea. I accidentally made this one layer too low. Almost flooded it with magma. That would have been bad, but would have been recoverable. This would have been bad. Yes, kind of. There are certain things you can build down there. I don't remember offhand what they are. Not the whole thing, no. But you can live at the magma layer. Magma sea layer. Be like, I'm a magma dwarf. This is a magma dwarf civilization. Yes. But is only a third effective. Generally, if you want to run the dupes on the candy, you're better off using arrows and coins. Go to a trader and then sit there for 2 hours trading them back and forth so you have one stack 1,000 times. The macros are a bit of give and take, but yeah, for the most part. Every time I've tried to sell one, it's been kind of iffy. And if I buy more than one stack of a single at a time, it looks like it's restacking, so I can only buy a stack of one so many times. It was acting odd to me, basically, the last time I tried to do it. You don't have to do the trader for arrows. It just works a lot faster, and more for sure. Yep. Speaking of which, these guys still are not training here. Let me double check these settings. Okay, so Leafy Combats of Ringing is a train. They are set to train there. Militia, Leafy Combats of Ringing. Hammerer. No. Let's get Blacksmith. Weaver. Okay, so it's Hunter. Human Dancer. Littlest Bard, Poet, Bowyer, Carpenter. So only the Militia Captain is even doing anything. Shorest. U. Q. Shorest. Militia Captain. Currently drinking. Let's go to Unit. Drink. Dabbling Hammer Dwarf. High Master Marks Dwarf. Check this here. Earring, shoe, trousers, cloak, buttons, bracelet, hood, socks, quiver, coat, tunic. Yeah, he's got a bismuth bronze crossbow. I mean, not the best that I've got, but it's better than nothing. So he should be going fine. Let's just follow him for a while, see what he does. See, he's going for a mug. Fight the first invasion, depending on the training, one can. If you've got a reasonably trained dwarf in iron or steel, they can take out that first wave on their own. Most of the time, I just let them come in and I let all my dwarves gang up on them. I just tell all my dwarves to burrow in one corner of the fort. The second they walk in the door, I lock the door behind them. And then I release the dwarves. I used to. I stopped doing that, I don't know, a couple years ago. It just got too easy. And you can't very well danger room anymore. It's too dangerous. I mean, I suppose it would be a decent way to quickly skill up your doctors. Yes, training weapons murder quick. If it's used in a weapon trap, it can murder. It's still not quite as effective as a proper metal weapon, but it's still, yeah, still dangerous. I mean, maybe after they've got their blocking and dodging up some, maybe it would work then. But, I mean, you can't just count on your armor to keep you safe anymore from the training weapons. It used to be, you know, just go training spears, make a whole bunch of training spears, and stick them in, you know, a 5x5 room. You make, what was it, 550 some odd spears or something crazy like that. It's 25x10, 250. 250 training spears, stick them all, anything that isn't masterwork, stick them in there. It just doesn't work anymore. Yes, yes you can. That's actually one of the common ways of training. He will still die fairly quick, but it'll take him longer with training weapons than regular weapons. What I like to do is I set up multiple cages, and I'll link them all separately, and then I'll open a cage one at a time. Next cage, one at a time, next cage, one at a time. So I'll have the guys sitting there for, you know, I'll do like, I don't know, a month to set the whole thing up in-game. I'll have them sitting there for maybe a day, and then I'll start opening cages. As soon as the first one dies, I open the next cage. Lets me focus on getting him through that, and keeps him from going too crazy. Oh, he reset. Let's see, what do we have here? Caravan has arrived. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I was talking about, because I'm pretty sure this is my Dwarven Caravan. Elves must have been wiped out. They didn't show up this year. High Savagery is fun. I prefer areas very close to high evil. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. The problem is a lot of times those wildlife are men and they have weapons and blow darts that are poisoned. That's the one issue I have with Savagery. It's the blow darts. I hate blow darts. Yeah, Elkmen. They're absolutely horrible. Okay, let's see. I love this song. It's so neat. Did they even show up? I didn't see him pass. Well, they haven't showed up yet. Is it just taking him that long because of FPS? Yeah, it's just taking him that long. Oh, that's painful. Who are you? Oh, astronomer. Nice. It's mostly with the cages. I just like catching the wildlife and training them. Seeing how close I can get to domestication. Go to my animals. Okay. A few facts on armadillos, few facts on ibexes. General familiar with impalas and jabberers and large rats. Naked mole dogs is a general familiarity anyway. And olms, general familiarity anyway. Ruthers. You start with nothing with Ruthers, and I've got a general familiarity with them. Voracious cave crawlers. I really want to get some more cave spiders, cave swallows, and cave crocs. Just so I can train them over and over and over again. But I didn't get that lucky in this fort. Didn't see those anywhere. I found them in the last fort. But the last fort that came through, I think that was the one that had, down in this corner, there was actually a what do they call it? Not a cave. A lair. There was a lair over there with a couple of Ettins. And then right above them, there was another lair. So I was like, lair here, lair there. And that was a massive lair. It was spider people. So, of course, there was brown recluse, man, silk everywhere. It was pretty hilarious, actually. Yep, I go for the same thing. Ah. Well, this one actually said brown recluse spider man web. I was like, okay, so I've got people here somewhere. I sure did. They were deep in there. They had trapped their whole lair up and down. It was hilarious. I ended up taking the traps apart and grabbing all the poisoned weapons. Yeah. It was great. Let's see. Move goods. So I want to move... Some cups. All the ones that aren't masterwork. Not the buckets. I'll move a couple of the prepared food barrels just because I know they're already very close. Should be enough. Actually, I'll move a couple more just in case. Okay. I want to keep the wheelbarrows, keep the instruments, crafts. trying to decide if I want to have them try to drag up all those copper bars. And I got so much lead. Nah, that's too far. I'm not going to make them run all the way down to the bottom. Oh yeah, weapons. Where do those crappy weapons go? Yeah, those are the ones that are all getting melted. These are all designated to melt. Or they're supposed to be, at least. Even though I won't get back as much as I put into them, I still want to melt those. I've got plenty of steel, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else interesting there. Alright. Oh, that's good enough. We'll let them drag that stuff up. Watch them scurry. Ah, you gotta work tomorrow. Alright. Well, thanks for coming by. It was nice to have you around, Shadow. Appreciate all the interaction. But yeah, if you ever see me online, feel free to drop by, say hi. If you have any other questions, let me know. Okay. So I did want to show this iron, though. Oh. It's Lolo? No, it wasn't Lolo. Tetris. Should have known. If it's not Lolo, it's always Tetris. So it's World 2 or World 3, I think. It's been quite a while since I played Tetris. How's my leather looking? Ooh, I've still got a lot of leather. Unless they're just forgetting to pick up those bins. Oh, they're just not picking up the bins. Am I out of leather? No, no, I got leather down here. Okay, so it's not completely useless. Man, yeah, that's not filling up. Oh, they dumped it down here. Ah. Tell them to dump that again. Go to I. X. No more garbage dump there. Dump it outside, not down here. Here's what I'll do. I'll take and designate not all auto mining ores and gems, and we'll auto mine that out. That should certainly work. Get me a little closer over here. Should take me that direction, probably. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Like random scream. Certainly came from a game. I don't know which game though. Had a little bit of Looney Tunes in there. Well, fine. Designating all. We need to go over to here. You guys just gonna drop the stuff here? You know, I'm gonna designate it to be removed before it turns into miasma. Next big plan. I've got to start rating people. I want my guys to be a little bit higher skilled, but they've pretty much got all the gear they need now. You know what? It is actually going that way. I thought that was going to be the end of it. I'm gonna laugh if this starts flooding. I'm gonna laugh so hard. Let's see if it does. So there shouldn't be enough pressure there for it to actually flood, but it might. $209 citizens. Slightly less dwarves. Last time I checked, I had 10 humans. Nothing exotic, though, unfortunately. Ooh, rose gold statue of something. See how quickly we can do this. B, C, floor, this, that limestone, go. See, that's already 7 to 7. That'll push a little bit more in there. Yep, looks like it's not actually flooding. Good. So that means this pressure can get a little bit higher, it can flow through a little bit faster. Should have less of an issue. Let's see what we're looking at on the items here. G, those are trading. Wow, just one thing left at a distance of 2. Very nice. I'm going to request the trader, and apparently the broker decided he wants to fill a pond, so let's follow him for a bit. He must be going for the pond over in the hospital. Well, we got stuck. Too much traffic there. This is why you always want a nice open area for your main walkway. I found 4 generally does it. 5 sometimes is better, but then it takes longer for them to get across the hallway, so it's a little bit of give and take. Okay, so he's dumped that. He's gonna store it. Where's he headed? It's going up. Must be a low quality bucket. Okay, now he's going for the trade. Good. Oh, great. He's decided he wants to drink instead. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's a bed over there. Oh, apparently there's a masterwork cup over there too. I've got a historian visiting. That wall there is just causing him to go back and forth across it, so I'm going to open that up. Planter's dead. He's depressed. So let's see. Where are you going? Are you seriously going to bypass all of those barrels of alcohol and then run up and grab one from the actual brew? He wants the tap. Baron Consort of Key Name is visiting. That sounds like a bug. Engraved a masterpiece. That's what I was going for. Looks like they're taking their time dropping the food into barrels again. I want to store that item now. Ugh. Dude, just trade already. So, DS, we're going to go ahead and smooth that. And I saw there was an issue here as well, so I'm going to widen that doorway. Yep, there he is. Follow. Of course, it's a masterwork cup, so he's got to take it all the way down to the bottom. What are you doing, dude? You just turned around? Why did you turn around? What the hell? Still carrying the cup. Says he's storing the item. And he just turned around. He was almost to where he could drop it off. That's super strange. Oh, he went up to get a different cup that somebody else just dropped. Dude, stop doing that. Go trade. Ugh. This is incredibly annoying. Their job. Okay, now go trade. There you go. Trade at depot. He's gonna get 2 squares from it and decide he needs to eat something. He's been running back and forth. Okay, looks like they dug that out. Let's make these some nice doors. Ever the Masterwork Limestone? I do. As a flux, it's worth a little bit more. There we go. Trade. Okay. So now, this is the dwarves. So if I tell them that I want to search for iron, there's pig iron. Bet they have steel. Yeah, steel anvils. Well, they didn't have any steel bars this time. There's steel bars here normally. But there's never any iron. Notice there wasn't even any iron anvils. They only have steel anvils. So this base is like, or this civilization is just kind of weird. It's on me to find iron for them so that they have iron. That should be interesting. Okay, so let's go back to trading. Clay, clay, clay. Nope. Woods. I want all the woods. Lots of woods. Yep, not that much. Yeah, 543. That's a good amount of woods. Okay, so what was up top above the woods? Because I should have looked before I came down. Gems and the metals. Clay's not interested. I'll take the raw crystal glass just because I don't think I can. No, I don't know. I might be able to make something more than that. Not worried about the blocks. Not worried about the large gems. Plenty of lead. Plenty of copper. Don't need any of that. So they didn't bring very much for me in the bar section this time. Okay, ropes. Yeah, we got plenty of ropes and we can make plenty of ropes. Don't need anything in the leather department. Instruments. I'm not making instruments yet, so go ahead and buy out all the instruments. Nothing even that expensive this time around. Interesting. We'll buy the cheap cages. I'm just watching for the 20 cost on the right side. Those are barrels. Donkeys, water buffalo, meh. Alcohol barrels I certainly don't need. Buckets I don't need. Their weapons I have far better. Their armors I have better. Clothing I have better. Those. Okay, so the seed bags. I'll go ahead and buy the dimple dye bag. Even though I can make some, I might as well. When I go to dye things, it doesn't, I mean, I burn through it so fast. Sandbag, plaster. I don't have gypsum on this map, so always good to have extra plaster. Rock nuts. Sand dimple dye again. Okay, that's good. You know, I think I've got enough compound that spawns. I don't think I can actually even get any more. Okay, so here we're at the bin. So I'm gonna go queue search. I'm gonna go bin. Don't even care what it costs. I'm gonna go up from here. Faster than trying to go through all those bins again. Interesting codex. I'll just buy out their codexes. There's some copies. Might as well go ahead and buy the copies because I'm not finding any of the originals. So buy the copies just to increase my collection. Don't need foods, don't need those. Don't need threads. Still don't need food parts. I bought a bunch from the past, that's why they're going for it there. Symbols, large gems. Copper bolts, just cuz. Silver bolts, just cuz. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I need to make 25,000 value. So I'll get rid of all these crappy mugs. Rollers, bindings, rollers, silk soft, bindings, rollers, soft, binding, roller, soft, ring, binding, sock, scepter, lots of socks, okay, a hell of a lot of socks, a couple of purchase instruments, socks, mug, these ones are damaged. Skins, amulet, totem, earring, figurine, amulet, more figurine. Aha, shit mugs. There we go. Crown, scepter, mug. Socks, water skin, socks. Figurines, more socks. Got a lot of socks. I normally have issues with socks, so I just kind of told them to make socks and forgot about them. Whew, that binding is worth 1,200 on its own. Figurine, totem. Brown. Mug. Used. Mug. Let's see. Lots of socks! So many socks! Mugs. Large rock crystal. Exceptionally large rock crystal. Okay. Figurines used. Water skin. Oh, that sock's used. Artifact. I'm allowing the Masterwork mugs to stick around. I want people to drink out of those. I just don't want them drinking out of the crappier ones. And I've got enough Masterwork mugs now to make it do. I don't need all of the really good ones, just the perfect ones. Totem. There's something. No. Crown and amulet. Another totem there. Socks. Ring. So many socks. How much is a Masterwork lead chain worth? 240? That's ridiculous. It's a lead chain. Anything that's used. Gotta go. Don't need the nest box. Ring. Amulet. Figurines. What did that say? Oh, that's strange. Ring. Start to go cross-eyed. Lead crutch. I kind of want to let somebody use that just so they can beat someone with it later. Figurine of worms. Scepter. Gold Masterwork, a Masterwork gold book binding for 3,600 on its own. Oof. Sock, leather, whatever. Gold chain with 3,600. Water skin. Here we go. Hey, we're almost to the end. Water skins. Okay, so how much value did I have there? Almost 19,000. So that's not bad at all. Let's view. Oh, this is Masterwork Plump Helmet Roasts. Nice. Stack of 16 exceptional prepared plump helmet roast ingredients for exceptionally minced Quarry Bush Leaf, Masterfully Minced Plump Helmet, Exceptionally Minced Plump Helmet, Exceptionally Minced Plump Helmet. That's a lot of plump helmet. River Spirits Barrel? Seriously? Oh, it's just got 2 River Spirits in it. Okay, well, I'll give him that just to save space. That one's worth the most. You're gonna want about probably 14,000 values. Let's make another 11. 7. We'll go 12. Yeah, they took it. Nice. Got rid of a bunch of junk. G to move. Hold shift. Hold down. Order no longer request, and we are good to continue that. So. That has certainly worked out in our favor. Got rid of a bunch of junk. Got a couple of things that were neat. Some more codexes for the library. That's the big thing there. Is there something wrong with those doors? Just a limestone door. Why are they black? Huh. Weird. It's like the item isn't showing properly. It's supposed to be like this white color, not black like that. So, something probably bugged on the display. Not a big deal. They're actually there, so that works. Whoa. I was going to say, why is this no longer dripping? It was dripping before, and now that I've opened that, it should have the ability to send more through. That's curious. Oh well, while I'm sitting here. DS. This is not smoothable, is it? Oh. Okay. Just need to smooth that section here as well. After they smooth this, I'll have them engrave these 9 squares. The way it looks like I've got a proper... I'll engrave these 3 as well. I've got a proper little flow up to this section. So that'll certainly work out. Alright, well, it is now going on 11 p.m. for me. It's 10:50 p.m. Eastern Time. So, seeing as I have work in the morning, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. Let me see who's available. It looks like Quepo, maybe? I've seen him. He's been on all day long. Let's see if he's actually still running or if my Twitch is messing with me. Oh, it looks like he's doing YouTube? I don't know. He doesn't actually have the Dwarf Fortress up, it looks like. It shows he's in Dwarf Fortress, but he's looking at something on YouTube right now. Let's see if there's anyone else currently running. I'm not seeing anyone off the dwarf. Oh, it just refreshed. Oh no, that's the bot. I don't want to send you guys over to a bot. That's just terrible. Can't do that. Leave it up so you guys have something to watch while I'm looking for something to watch, basically. He was just on for a second. Oh yeah, there he goes. Okay, so yeah, he was just looking for something on the YouTube, just to probably playing music. Oh, he's working on his flowers again. Alright, I'm going to send you guys over here. He is actually on Dwarf Fortress, so that's nice. Once you get over there, say hi for me. And thanks again for coming by. Again, I stream. My name's Downitre or Dao. All of them work. I'm not picky about name. I've had this name for so long. I've been called everything. So I stream from 8 to 10 Eastern, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, and I am falling asleep, so I'm forgetting what I'm saying as I'm saying it. But yeah, Dwarf Fortress, almost always. I'm looking at possibly picking up Spider-Man. I don't know if I'm going to stream that at some point during the weekdays, or if I'm just going to kind of keep that to myself for a little while. I do stream random stuff on the weekends, even more so if I've got multiplayer or anyone who wants to do multiplayer with me. Feel free to join me on the Discord. You can contact me there anytime. You can do !Discord on this channel or various other channels just to, get in there. But yeah, if y'all have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm always happy to answer. Oftentimes I'll even place something in my map just to show you how something is done, because I really do love doing that type of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and try to raid this over here to Quepo, and hopefully I'm saying his name right. He says that about me all the time. But you all have a wonderful time, and thanks again for coming by. Doesn't look like it's actually raiding. No, it does not look like it's actually raiding. Let's see. Let's refresh this. /raid. There we go. 3, 2, 1. See ya.